Okay. We'll see the story of Judah because Jesus is called the Lion of Judah, and we'll see why. Judah is the fourth son of Jacob. The story of Judah will come in the 38th chapter of Genesis. 37th chapter will be containing the story of Joseph, and it continues from the 39th chapter, and unusually we get the 38th chapter of Genesis with the story of Judah. So now Judah, being the fourth son of Jacob, he goes with his friend Hira to his place, and there he finds out a Canaanite woman named Shua. He marries her, and he'll have 3 sons with her. The first son is Er. He is given into marriage with a woman named Tamar. So now this Er is very wicked. So God hates him and God kills him. The Bible says God kills him. Maybe he would have been stricken with sickness or met with an accident. We don't know how, but God kills him. Now Tamar is left without a seed. Back then, in olden days, it is the bound duty of the following siblings, if there are any, to give a seed, that means a child, to the widow. Because a woman, morally, if she has to live, then she should either have a husband or she can live with the children, because she cannot be left alone. That is moral values. So maybe out of morality or out of the responsibility or to keep that woman bound to the family, so they will be accustomed that the next son should be going and marrying her and give her and raise children with her. If the sons are willing. If the sons are not willing, then they can wash off their hands and they can tell that they're not interested, so that a nearest relative will get a chance to marry her. So if even then, if they are not interested as well, then they can send her back to her father's place so she can remarry. All of these things are there. Either she can stay in her widowhood, or if the customs allow, if there is any far relative, they also can marry. So that used to be the customs in the olden days. Now this Tamar is given to the second one named Onan. Onan goes to her and he thinks that why should I give a child to this woman when that child is going to carry my brother's name? And what he does is the external ejaculation. He doesn't do what is to be done, and God hates that. The Bible is very specific about that. God hates what he did, and so God kills him. Maybe that is also by accident or by any disease, we do not know it again. Then Judah is terribly scared because the superstition will be lighting up, like those who are marrying this lady are all dying. So maybe this lady has got some curse or anything, that every man, whoever is marrying her, is dying, and he's scared to give his third son to her. Shelah is the third son of Jacob, so he says that Shelah is still young. I'm not going to give him to you yet. So until he becomes a little old, I will call you and get you married to him. Until then, you go and be with your father in your father's house, and she will be sent away. After she goes away, Judah's wife dies. Then a few years pass by. When the season comes to do the shearing for the sheep, they go to a place. Through somebody, Tamar will get to know that her father-in-law is coming to that place, and she will also be told that Shelah is grown old now, but this kind of injustice is happening to you and all, and maybe she is also worried about her reproductive years. So she goes in disguise, dressed as a prostitute. So she goes to that place and stands in the way, and Judah mistaking, and she finds out the reality about what Judah did, that Shelah is grown, but she is not given into marriage, and reproductive years are getting wasted, and she is worried whether she will have children in her lifetime and whether she'll have a hope to live. So she goes and finds out all these things, and while she's out there standing, covering her face and all, Judah thinks that she's a prostitute, and he comes to her and he asks her, can I go with you? And she will be startled, but she gives a thought, okay, this is the seed of the family. So she thinks, okay, and she allows him. Judah goes and prays to her that, allow me, I will come and sleep with you. And she says, what will I get? He says, I will send you a kid. A kid is a baby goat. So he says, I will send you a kid by the evening. And she says, okay, until then, give me some things of yours to keep. How can I believe your words are true? So he gives her his signet. Signet means it is like an identity proof. Back then, during those days, the staff, the signet, and the bracelet, these things used to serve as identity proofs. So if somebody dies or if somebody's signet is left with somebody else, or somebody has to sell anything, then they will be making seal with those signet rings or signet bracelets. So he has got his signet. He gives her his signet, his bracelet, and his staff. Staff is also particular for the people back then in those days, because staff is inscribed with the family history, where they come from and to whom they belong and all. So he gives her the staff, the signet, and the bracelet, and goes and sleeps with her, and he leaves the place, though she also puts on the garments of her widowhood and gets away from that place without anybody noticing her. After 3 months, a news will come that, see, your daughter-in-law Tamar has got pregnant, and we don't know with whom she had gone. This is dishonor to the family, and what shall we do? So Judah says that, bring her, let her be burnt alive. So that was the custom back then. So Tamar will be brought to be burnt alive. And without anybody noticing, maybe in the dark or maybe when there is no one around, she goes to the tent of Judah and she tells him, he'll be angry, like, no more explanation. I don't want to hear anything. You have sinned and you deserve to die. And Tamar says, do you know with whom I got pregnant? And she shows him the three things, the signet and the bracelet and the staff, and tells him these things belong to him. And he will be startled. He will be shocked to see. But then the realization comes that I had been very bad. It was my fault. And he's filled with regret. He's filled with repentance. And his own sins will be in front of him. That is his fault, because he was superstitious. And he lost his sons because of what he had done to Joseph, because he separated Joseph from Jacob back then. So God had punished him by taking away the life of his sons. God also separated his sons from him. And because he did not send Shelah to Tamar, she, in her wisdom, wanted to have a son during her reproductive years. She is more righteous than me. So that was the conclusion that he comes to, and he feels very bitter and very sorry about what had happened, but he appreciates her wisdom, and he says, my daughter, please go in peace. So, and he never goes to her again. I mean, there is again false preaching about this, that Judah marries Tamar. That is wrong. The Bible clearly says that he does not know her again. That means he will never have any kind of intimate or sexual relationship with her again in his lifetime. And he sends her in peace, saying, my daughter, go in peace. So then what do you think would have happened? The next morning, or the later part of the next part of the story would be burning Tamar alive in front of everybody. What do you think Judah would have done? He would have gone the next morning in front of everybody. He would have confessed about what has happened, confessed all of his sins, what he did to Joseph, and how God took away the lives of his sons, and how he prevented Shelah from going to Tamar, and what kind of injustice or he had done to Tamar, believing in all the superstitions. And so he is more at fault than Tamar. And everybody will be understanding and consider him as righteous for confessing his sins, and so his life is also spared. Then Tamar will go in peace to her house, and she bears 2 sons, twins. When the midwife will be sitting there at the time of delivery and a hand comes out, she ties a red thread to that hand, and in an indication that he is the first who came out. But the child will withdraw his hand back, and then another child comes. His name is Perez or Phares. Perez, anything meaning the same, which means breakthrough. So from the lineage of Perez came Joseph the carpenter, who is the father of Jesus. Joseph's cousin is Mary. So now this is the lineage of Jesus, and Jesus is called the Lion of Judah. This is the story of Judah. Whatever the fragility of human beings, the awkwardness of human beings is converted to righteousness by the grace of God. Judah married a Canaanite woman, and God did not allow any of the seed to come into the lineage of Jesus. God considered the righteousness of Judah himself when he did not care about his own life in order to protect Tamar, because he realized that it has been his fault all the time. That he went and out in public, he confessed to everybody that these sons or this child is pregnant because of me, because of the injustice that I did to her without knowing, without my knowledge. So because she has behaved in her wisdom, she must be spared. And everybody has accepted that, understood that, and considered it as being righteous. See, this is the story of Judah. And we see so many other people who are not Israelite women, but they are included. Ruth is a Moabite. And we also have the prostitute Rahab, who has come to faith, who is selected to be the wife of Salmon, and she is also in the lineage of Jesus. There are so many people. We see Matthew chapter 1, very important chapter. Maybe we don't understand why this lineage is written about Jesus, but it carries, and it is the testimony, or it is the tablet that testifies the righteousness of God that comes through faith. So that, our God is such a great God. And we don't have great histories, but God makes the history great. We all have normal lives. God can use our life to do something noble. It may not be so huge, so massive. It's not always fame. Nothing. It's just the surrender. We don't have to be very influential, very with high positions and all, but lack the knowledge and the wisdom of God, or lack a relationship with God. Our life should be embedded in God. So that is why Jesus is the Lion of Judah. That means Judah is the tribe from which Jesus had come. If we pick on the names and learn the meaning, now this is my understanding. So Judah means praise, Shua means sinking or ditch, means awake or watchful, Onan means rigorous or strong, or on means rigorous, on means I, my strength, it means. Shelah means petition, Tamer means date palm, Zerah means rising, Perez or Ferris means breakthrough. What I conclude from all these names is God is to be praised, because when our human fragility sinks us and we make a petition to God, then God can bring us the fruit that whatever problem that is rising can have a breakthrough, or that is for us. But we can see the breakthrough through Jesus. So the world has sunken because of its own strength, or human beings have had a downfall, but the petition has brought about the fruit in the form of the sun, that any kind of rising kingdom is put down by the breakthrough of God's provision through Jesus. So that is what the entire family names mean, according to me. That is all about the tribe of Judah, and Jesus being the Lion of Judah.